Good morning, my darlings. Welcome back, welcome home. Charlie and I got back from the trip of a lifetime, our best holiday ever. We literally got back this morning. We flew via Doha, where I got my my gel nails taken off at the little spa in the airport there, because we had a 2-hour stopover. And we got back into Heathrow Terminal 4 this morning. So we are just going to try and keep going today without falling asleep. Did get quite a lot of sleep on the flights on the way back, so hopefully we'll be able to keep going. So I thought at least if I vlog, it'll give me motivation to not just sit down and do nothing. We're actually booked in to go and have a Sunday roast at the Fox with my mum as a thank you for looking after the dogs. So, oh, got hair in my mouth. Yeah, we are heading there shortly, hence the makeup, which in itself feels really weird. I have not worn proper makeup in the last 2 weeks. I was just saying to Charlie, I think this is the longest, it's definitely the longest holiday we've had in a really long time. Even when we went away last year, I think that trip was only 9 nights, so this was 3 nights longer. And we also stayed at Charlie's mum and dad's the night before we went, so we've not been home here at the house for 2 weeks, and obviously missed my babies so much. We just had a lovely reunion. But it's just really nice to be home. Obviously so sad to have left our favourite place in the whole world. I did have a little cry as the speedboat left the island. Anyone that has been lucky enough to go to the Maldives in the past, you'll know that leaving the Maldives is the hardest thing ever, because you either leave on a speedboat or you leave via a seaplane. So quite dramatic ways of departing an island, and it is very emotional. The whole last morning, sorry, this is very annoying, got it, it's a dicky hair. The whole last morning, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a strop. I was in a bad mood because I was quite frankly so upset to be leaving. But having said that, we were away for so long that we did feel mentally ready to come home. There are certain home comforts that I really missed. We came back this morning after a quick coffee with Charlie's mum and dad, and it's so nice to be home. It's actually a really lovely day, quite chilly. Charlie flew home in a t-shirt, so he's particularly chilly. But yeah, it's great to be home. None of my foundations are the right shade. Even though I don't feel like I caught the sun that much, it is noticeable in the fact that all of my foundations are too light for me. So if you're thinking, Josie, your makeup looks really weird and patchy, that is why. I had to majorly go in with the bronzer this morning. But yes, look, the sun's coming out. I'm doing a little bit of unpacking before we go. Gonna try and stick in maybe my white delicates. Too much information, but I'm gonna stick a wash on before we go so I can get cracking with that. Tomorrow is Monday, so back to work properly tomorrow. So I wanted to try and get ahead as much as possible. Had quite a few deliveries while we were away, so I'll probably go through a few of those with you a little bit later. As I mentioned, I got my gel nails taken off in the airport in Doha, so I'm just going to pop on some of the Orly Nailtrition nail growth treatment. My gel nails lasted really well actually while we were away. It was only the last day that they started to chip away, and considering that I'd been in and out of the water, I think that was pretty darn impressive. And I might actually do my own nails later on today with my manicurist set. We shall see how much energy I have. This is one of those treatments where you have to apply 2 layers every day for about 7 days, 5 to 7 days, and it really helps to strengthen your nails, so great in between any gel treatments. My suitcase was quite a lot lighter on the way home because I purposely took like half empty shampoos and conditioners and things like that, so didn't have to bring any of those home with me, and came home without all of the books. I managed to read, I think it was 5 books while we were there. Spoon-fed, which I'm not going to go on about because half of you probably are not interested in gut health as much as I am now obsessed with. Then I read Playing Nice by J.P. Delaney. I think his books are fantastic if you love kind of thrillers. I then read Spare by Prince Harry, and I feel like mentioning even Prince Harry is the new Piers Morgan. Like, everyone has got an opinion on it, which I love. I think it's absolutely fascinating. We had quite a few interesting debates, let's say, with people on the island about their opinions on Prince Harry and whether he should even have written the book or not, whether people should be reading the book or not. personally, I share the very similar opinions to Charlie. I totally understand that his main reason, well, one of his main reasons for writing the book was to, in his mind, kind of set the record straight on lots of things, and I can totally understand in some small way his frustration with, imagine being in the royal family. Their motto is never complain, never explain, so they're actually not technically allowed to correct the press. If the press say, oh, Prince Harry's born with 3 legs, they're technically not allowed to correct the press if they say something that is absolute baloney. And in like the smallest way possible, I do kind of understand. Charlie and I were having this conversation with his parents over coffee earlier, because in the industry that we're in, we sometimes have stuff written about us online which is completely untrue, and you know, it's like an unwritten rule, it's an unspoken thing that you just don't respond to it because it's just not worthy of your energy or your time. Like even things that I've read years ago that are so untrue, and it made me laugh out loud, and it's so tempting to write back to these things or make a statement saying that whatever you've read is untrue. So I can understand why Prince Harry wanted to set the record straight on so many things, because if I felt a certain way reading that like 3 people thought, I don't know, like one funny thing is that some people think that my parents bought this house, for example, or I bought it with parents' money. If I get a little bit wound up that like 3 or 4 people have that opinion that is incorrect, imagine how he feels having an entire country reading multiple newsletter headlines that are completely untrue. So I can understand that he wanted to set the record straight, but yeah, kind of hard that the palace don't have the opportunity to retaliate, because never complain, never explain. Like the heirs to the throne, or King Charles, Prince William, are never going to be able to come back at him. But I would say if you do have a really strong opinion on the book and you've not read it yet, I would read it, because it might change your mind on a few things. It might antagonize, is that a word? It might antagonize you even more. But yeah, I think if you're going to have a strong opinion on it, then you've got to read it. But I found it quite interesting, and I do feel sorry for him, but I still think he should have stayed. Anyway, I feel like it's a controversial topic and I don't know why. So, okay, that's dry. I can probably pop on a second layer now. I feel so made up at the moment. As I said, I've not worn this much makeup in 2 weeks. Obviously, I popped on a tiny bit of makeup in the evenings. Haven't worn mascara in 2 weeks. I'm so glad that I got an LVL lash lift and tint before we went. I just went to Rosie, who lives locally, and even now my lashes, the curling of them has lasted so well. Didn't feel the need to touch any mascara during our entire trip. I didn't take any kind of heated hair device with me on holiday, so my hair has had a really nice break from anything heated, and I do feel like it's looking nice and healthy after that little break, and I feel great. I feel refreshed. We've eaten well for the last 2 weeks. Everything on the island was so fresh. Such fantastic food. We moved our bodies every day, whether that was with yoga or a workout or just a walk around the beach. So yes, feeling good, feeling inspired and ready to hit the ground running. And the best thing is, tomorrow's the last day of January, so the worst month of the year is officially out of the way. The one downside though is that now that the holiday is ticked, been and gone, I could potentially now get into a rut and lose my motivation for staying on top of workouts and things like that. So I did place an order a couple of days ago while we were on the island for some new workout bits from Amazon. In fact, are my nails dry enough to show you? Yes, I'm going to show you a few of the bits. It was a pretty big order. I think what I'll do is tomorrow after my Pilates class, when I'm already in my fitness gear, I'm going to film some try-on clips to show you on top. But these pieces are, I think they're all from the brand that I believe is an Amazon own brand, or a brand that is found on Amazon, and I have purchased leggings from this brand before, and every time I wear them someone asks me where they're from. They look very similar to a very expensive pair of leggings I've also got, but I actually think that the butt lift. The butt lift on them is even better than the expensive ones. So I have high hopes for the other bits that I've picked up from this brand. I'll just whiz through them quickly. So I really like how it looks when you have like a crisscross detail on the back of your sports bras. I think it's really pretty and effective. So I picked up a sports bra in white. And then a huge selection of neutral shades. I'll leave the exact links to these pieces down below. This is a really similar top, a little bit more long line, but in this kind of earthy green shade. There were loads of different shade names, and I just ordered a selection because I'm sure these tops were like $12.99, so pretty affordable. This one, again, really nice long line and crisscross detail at the back. A slightly shorter one, this will be really good for Pilates, and I'll probably wear like a white t-shirt over the top of this. And then this more kind of browny colour. I find at this time of year I do want to wear neutrals. I would say I feel most comfortable wearing neutrals in the gym, but having never been a huge fan of wearing black, I prefer these earthy tones to blacks, basically. And then I felt that I was missing some shorts from my collection. I'm probably not going to wear these until it gets significantly warmer, but shorts that are going to be really flattering on the booty. Picked up in the green shade and also in this pink colour. I thought they would be really cute, and they do, or at least the green ones had little pockets in them. These ones are more of a streamlined fit. I'm just so glad that I've discovered, because I know I speak about a few different fitness brands on here, but fitness clothing can get very expensive, and this collection is not. Having said what I just said about black, I do like to wear black leggings around the house sometimes, underneath a jumper. Might even wear these this afternoon actually, so they should have that very flattering booty lift technology and be super comfortable, and they're just the right thickness. So huge fan of those. And then the last thing in my fitness haul, I say the last thing, but I have a feeling a couple more bits might arrive tomorrow, was this coral coloured tank top with this little funky detail at the back. Probably going to wear this to Pilates tomorrow, so I'll show you how that looks on in the morning. And this was very much inspired by Victoria when we went and had our Ladies of Leisure day at Daylesford. Before we went away, she was wearing a gorgeous coral coloured top with a twist detail at the back, so I bought a coral coloured top with a twist detail at the back, influenced by the influencers. So yes, that's my little haul. I did pick up some a book and also some microgreens from Amazon as well, so I'll show you those a little bit later. But I no longer have time to put on a wash before we go and have our Sunday roast, so I'm gonna get myself dressed, finish doing something with my hair. In fact, I might just leave it. But anyway, I'm gonna get dressed and it's time to go and get our Sunday roast. I apologise if you can see some mess behind me. I have just spread my suitcase all over the floor, but you'll have already seen me trying on these bits anyway. But sports bra, back detail is amazing, I love it, and I'm going to wear these leggings for the rest of the afternoon. Exactly what I was hoping for, just super duper high-waisted. I don't think there's any pocket detail. I mean, it's a nice thick waistband, which I love and need to spread out the, what's the word, pressure. As I've said a million times, I personally just can't bear any pressure around this area. Maybe it's from my endometriosis, maybe it's something else, but I just can't bear pressure here. So even though this is a really supportive waistband, it's spreading the pressure, if that makes sense. Super high-waisted, and I would say they are pretty flattering on the booty. Not that you're going to see it because I'm going to stick on a long knit now. I flew home, not in this one, but in a workout bra, and it was the most comfortable I have ever been on a flight. So I highly recommend that. So yeah, really impressed with the quality of these pieces and the fit. They're actually a little bit long for me, these leggings, but I have got particularly short legs, so I'll just roll those up at the bottom, no problem. So if you are tall, then you are in luck with these. They've even got a cute little logo at the back there. Oh, look at that sunshine, how lucky are we? So yes, this is the black leggings. I think these are exactly the same as the ones which I've got in green, which I actually wore on the flight out. Okay. Does anyone else just tactically wear white when they get back from a holiday to show off their tan? Because that is exactly what I'm doing. I feel like in January you get home from a holiday, and if you've worked, not that I worked hard to get a tan because I was wearing Factor 50 the entire trip, but you come home nicely bronzed and then you're in long sleeve thermals and it just feels like a waste. So I will be tactically choosing outfits that show a little bit of skin over the next week while I have still got a little bit of bronze. Maybe this is the dorkiest thing ever, but I'm literally walking into all the rooms of our house just being so grateful that this is what we're coming home to. I missed our bedroom, I missed our bed, I certainly missed this view. We had an epic view of our own while we were away, but this is the view that will always have my heart. How cheesy. But of course, Mummy missed her children more than anything else. Do you like the sausage dog socks? This is my Degsy. Mummy missed you so much. Mummy missed you and your handsome snooty patootie and these little paws. Mummy missed these little paws so much. Oh, you're so lovely. You are so lovely. Are you going to come to the pub with us? Shall we go to the Fox? Should we go and see Dexy's friends? Come on then. Come and get your tweed on, my Dexy. Daddy, this is not Cotswold tweed. I won't wear it. I won't be seen to be wearing anything other than the latest Cotswold fashion. So glad that you're home. I'm so glad that you're home, Daddy.
Well, I know you said
These are nice, aren't they? You're both wearing Cotswold green. I only come to pubs at a party with bouncers. Oh, it's true love. Alexa, play Real Love. So cool. Look at that. Thank you. And then it's infused with, like, if you pop it and then smell it. Ready? You're gonna smell it?
ridiculous.
Look at my fillet.
Chickens.
I'm confused.
Got completely confused.
And we are back home again. I did have a little snooze in the car on the way back. I think the rest of this evening is going to be just about keeping myself busy so as not to fall asleep and succumb to the jet lag. Did you enjoy your Sunday roast, my chick? Did you? And a couple of other bits here which I ordered from Amazon while we were away. I was chatting to a couple on the island about spoon-fed, and they said if you like that, then you'll probably like this book as well. It's called 10% Human, How Your Body's Microbes Hold the Key to Health and Happiness. So I'll give this a read and report back. And then based on the microgreens that were growing on the island and that I sprinkled on so many of my dishes, I also added this to my Amazon basket. So it is a microgreens garden kit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited to start playing around with this. It is actually a really lovely evening now, but it's nearly 5 o'clock and I know that I don't have the energy to properly start a project like that, especially when I still need to unpack my suitcase. If I do manage to unpack tonight, then that'll be a really good job done. But yeah, it's from something called Plant Theory, and I think you probably get everything you need in here to grow your own little microgreens, which are essentially just like the mini version of things like radish or sprouts. When they're in the very young stage, you can pick them. and add them on top of curries, soups, avocado on toasts. That's better. Everything that we need, including some little tiny plant pots if you wanted to have them on your kitchen counter. There we go. So we have got little plant labels, a couple of these little plant pots. What's this? I think this is actually some tweezers that you can pinch out your microgreens. And okay, we've got pea stardust seeds. I don't think it comes with, do you know what it does? It even comes with a bag of compost. Don't think that'll be enough though. Broccoli green calabrese. Cress. That is a good one to do with children because it grows so quickly. In fact, all of these would be great to do with children. Red daikon radish. Rocket, a classic. Vermiculite. So yeah, everything that you need to grow some microgreens. And I think this was about £20. So I'll leave the link to this on Amazon down below. Microgreens gardening kit, all the information that you need. There's even some little recipes, how to plant. This is perfect. Microgreens for beginners. Okay, my darlings, wow, I look tired. That is because I am tired, and I know that if I stop and sit down like I am doing right now, then I will just fall asleep. I've just done, what time is it? Just done about an hour of unpacking. My suitcase is now completely unpacked, but my dressing room is not looking that tidy. But I'm going to do an evening skincare routine, and another package that I undid was from Lookfantastic. Again, I placed this order while we were away, mostly inspired by a lot of the things that the facialists were saying while I had treatments out in the Maldives, and following on again from my love of wanting to keep things as clean and organic as possible. So I actually went on, I think they actually had a section on Lookfantastic where it was organic products. So a lot of these are clean brands. In particular, Neal's Yard Remedies. I picked up their vitamin E and avocado night cream. I think tonight especially, that's going to be super nourishing and soothing after nearly 2 weeks in the sun and a long haul flight. Deeply nourishes and soothes all skin types with rich oils of avocado, wheat germ and almond combined with soothing herbal extracts. And Neal's Yard Remedies is such a lovely brand. I actually forgot that they had that on Lookfantastic. And then the facialist also said that for my particular skin, for calming any redness and general all over calming, a really good ingredient for me is rosehip oil. So I got this little dinky bottle. It's quite expensive, from a brand called Pie. And if I love it, then I can order a full size. You're actually meant to apply this onto damp skin. So I think that's what I'll apply straight away after cleansing this evening. And then Antipodes is another really lovely, I think it is organic, 100% ingredients from natural origin, 97% from organic cultivation. So that's good. And this is their Divine Face Oil, which is again rosehip and also avocado. So potentially a little bit, oh gosh, really drippy. Oh, that's still really lovely and lightweight. And I have to say, what I love about more organic skincare products is the sensorial experience. They are so gorgeously scented, and you just get such a good feeling when you're using them. I think I still have a discount code for Lookfantastic, so I'll leave that on the screen here if that one is currently active, and I'll leave all of these bits linked down below alongside any discount codes. Now, I do want to try and maintain the tan on my face. I obviously wash my face twice a day, and so the tan, real or artificial, on my face, it doesn't tend to stick around too much. So also from Lookfantastic, I picked up a top-up of some tanning drops. These are from Tan Luxe, illuminating self-tan drops, and I got medium dark. I just thought, surely it's better to get medium dark, and I always mix these with my Clé de Peau Le Serum, because then they're just going to be more intense. So that's a little hack. I saw these randomly from a brand called My Gel, and on my nails when I go to the salon I love to get Builder Gel on them, and it's just a really great way of strengthening your nails, and I love the colours of Builder Gel as well. I was going to do this tonight, but whether I'll have the energy I'm not sure, but I picked up two really lovely neutral colours. This is shade Light Pink and this is shade Blush. To be honest, most of the time I'm happy with just Builder Gel on my nails. I don't need anything fancy, so I'm going to try using these with my manicurist light, my UV lamp. So that could be a really great way of doing gel nails at home. And then I couldn't believe it when I saw this on Lookfantastic as well. This is the Brightening CC palette from by Terry, which I thought was a discontinued limited edition. It's one of my most used palettes of all time. Mine is completely hitting pan. This is the best bronzer in the entire world, two incredible blushes, and the most gorgeous all over face highlight, and I love the massive mirror in the lid as well. One of my favourite ever palettes, so I added that to my Lookfantastic basket as well. So that's my little collection of fairly kind of organic and clean brands that I am going to be playing around with. I haven't used Antipodes or Pi in a very long time, and it's also been a while since I used Neal's Yard Remedies. I use them in the bath all the time, but since I used their actual skincare. I also love their Wild Rose Beauty Balm, that is gorgeous. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to pampering my face with these. I'm gonna pop on a YouTube video now while I take my makeup off, and might even give myself a little facial massage using my Divine face oil. Okay, now I just look shiny like the surface of the moon, but I have put the Antipodes Rosehip and Avocado oil on my face. You might have just seen I attempted to use the Gua Sha Rose Quartz massage tool. Don't really know what I'm doing with it. Maybe one evening when I can be bothered, I will do a full kind of facial massage. It would probably be great to do that tonight after a flight, but it's 6:20 and I just want to put my pajamas on and go and cuddle my boys downstairs. So looking super shiny. I think Hailey Bieber would be proud of this, but I think, judging on how quickly my serums sucked into my skin earlier today, I think that my skin will absorb all of this in the next 20 minutes. So I will also slather on the Neal's Yard night cream before bed. And darlings, I'm going to see you in the morning. I have got reformer Pilates, as usual, of course, for a Monday morning at Daylesford. I'll do a nice little healthy food shop, and then I do want to bake some things tomorrow. I want to fill the house with yummy things, make some soups, maybe make a bone broth. But yeah, anyway, tomorrow's another day, so I will see you in the morning. Good morning, my darlings. A very quick good morning from me, as I have actually not left myself that much time to get to Daylesford this morning for my class, so I'm gonna get cracking. I did, however, want to pop on a little eye mask. Oh my gosh, ooh, oh my gosh, Charlie and I went to bed at 6:45 last night. To be honest, I'm gonna blame it on Charlie, because I quite happily would have carried on pottering about for maybe another hour. I probably would have done another load of washing and kissed the dogs for another hour or so, but I went downstairs after doing my evening skincare routine with you guys, and Charlie was saying goodnight to the dogs and putting them to bed, so we decided we would have another White Lotus marathon. The marathon lasted about 20 minutes until his lordship was snoring away next to me. He wasn't really, because he doesn't actually snore. If anything, I am the snorer. Ooh, And then I woke up at 3:44 a.m. this morning, tried to get back to sleep, and then finally came downstairs at 4:15 this morning. Heated seat on, set seat to my position. So yes, I've been awake for a while. I've made myself a nice banana and coffee smoothie, and now I'm gonna head to Pilates. So let's get cracking. Workout done and shopping done. Got my chai latte, of course, and as always I love to pick up garden inspo here, and we actually kept the wreath that we had in our drawing room at Christmas because it was a really great large branch frame, and this has just given me a really lovely idea. So they've got little kind of moss balls with snowdrops growing out of them. Now I don't know if they grew them like that or if they've picked the snowdrops out from the ground and then created the moss ball, but we've got moss in the garden, we've got snowdrops, and we've got a branch frame nowhere near this big. They've even got little hyacinths growing out, and I might have some coming into bloom in the greenhouse. Haven't actually been into the greenhouse since we got back from the trip, but I feel like that could be a really lovely task to give a go maybe this afternoon. But first, coffee. My darlings, back home again from Pilates, and it is a gloriously sunny morning now, which always inspires me to get cracking and be productive. So I'm going to very quickly pop some makeup on my face because I need to film the Amazon Fitness try-on clips that you will have seen yesterday. So I thought I would do a very quick face using some new in pieces which arrived while I was away. Had a lovely delivery from Origins, and it's to celebrate their wrinkle correction eye cream from the Plantscription range. Now I believe this actually has encapsulated retinol in it. It does indeed. For a hydrating and plumping eye cream, combining powerful plant science with encapsulated retinol to help minimize the appearance of wrinkles. I have to say, mine are not too bad at the moment. I think the Aurelia eye serum that I've been using for the last few months is really just doing a great job. So I would use a retinol based eye cream only at night. Retinol only at night. They did also send their Plantscription multi-powered youth serum, which I don't believe has retinol in, so we can apply a little bit of this today. I don't think this is a completely plant-based range, but I think it is you know, I think they've got a lot more plant-based ingredients than their normal ranges, and the active ingredients within this range are plant-based ones. That feels lovely. That is a really, really nice serum. And then what I thought I would apply as well is the Plantscription Moisturizer Powerful Anti-Aging Oil-Free Cream. This is SPF 25, which is super duper, because is 25 enough? I would say I would say on a really sunny day, and especially in summer when the sun is stronger, and obviously when you are on holiday, an SPF 25 within your daily moisturiser I would not say is enough. But I think on a winter's day, or a cloudy day, or a day when you don't plan on leaving your house, a moisturiser with SPF 25 is probably good enough, and most definitely better than nothing if you are not putting an SPF in your skincare routine. Then you should be, and it's most definitely better than nothing. I always put whatever's left on the backs of my hands. In fact, I think what I'm going to do next time I come across an SPF face cream that I don't love, I'm going to keep it purely for the backs of my hands, because especially when you're driving, they're like up and exposed, and your backs of your hands can be a real telltale sign of aging, as well as your face and neck. So don't forget about the backs of your hands. To be honest, anything that I put on my face and neck, I will try and put on my hands as well. That feels lovely. That feels like my skin has drunk that in really quickly, but as I said yesterday, my skin's very dehydrated at the moment, so it is drinking stuff in extra quickly. Okay, so as you may know, I like to give my moisturiser a couple of minutes to sink in before I do any makeup. So let's undo, that's very annoying, isn't it? Let's undo this together. I think this is a Christmas gift from Erin, and I think Royal Mail royally messed this one up because this only just arrived. But I absolutely adore Erin. If you saw the Palm Beach vlog, when Freddie and I were in Palm Beach together, I made it my mission to find the Erin store, picked up some gorgeous pieces from there, including my perfume, which is downstairs. But I just adore their homeware pieces. The packaging of the products is all gorgeous, and their fragrances are stunning. So what do we have in here? Even this carrier bag is just absolutely gorgeous. So I think this might be one of their new-ish fragrances. Hope it's not too festive. Wishing you a happy holiday. Love, Erin. Oh. Okay, we have got Amber Musk and Cedar Violet. I seem to remember loving Amber Musk, but I haven't had it in years and years. Don't even think I can remember how this smells. Oh my gosh. Look at how beautiful this is. That has got to be the most dressing table friendly bottle in the entire world. It's got this almost like natural kind of rose quartz lid. Oh, so beautiful. If I was a fragrance, I would want to look like this. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely gorgeous. There's something very warming about an amber fragrance, and I do find that musks last a very long time. So especially when you're wearing cozy, chunky knitwear. Oh my god, that is so gorgeous. I wonder if Erin fragrances you can layer up. I'm gonna layer this one up, so we shall see. Oh my goodness. As if the packaging couldn't get any more beautiful, Cedar Violet has a green lid. How amazing is that? That is so beautiful. That could not be a more Josie duo of fragrances, could it? How stunning are they? Oh my gosh. Ooh, this one's a little bit more fresh. Oh my goodness. Stunning. I love them so, so much. Thank you, Erin, for the perfume combination of dreams. That smells so heavenly. I hope they're long lasting. I'll report back later. And then also in there, oh my gosh, I think it's chocolate. Oh no, best enjoyed within 10 days. Christmas was a long time ago, so I fear tragically that these may not be any good anymore. Oh my goodness. Vanilla, cinnamon dolce, raspberry, salted caramel and blackberry. This would be a really lovely Valentine's Day gift. Okay, well, let's give one a go. Let's try the raspberry. They are so pretty. Wow, that is so good. They might be more than 10 days old, but my goodness. Damn. Okay. These will not last long. Well, that was a real treat. Better late than never. I'm very, very grateful for that gorgeous delivery. Thank you, Erin. Smelling absolutely amazing. I feel like that could become my fragrance of the month or even the year. Who knows? And then another really cool delivery that arrived is from Lancaster, which is an SPF sun care brand. Charlie and I used a lot of their SPF products while we were away, and they have done a delivery in collaboration with My Sunday Ski, who I follow on Instagram, and their snow outfits are absolutely amazing. Ooh. Ooh la la. Oh my gosh. It is of course very important to wear SPF when you ski, because in the mountains you're so much closer to the sun. So we have got, oh, this would have been really useful last week. Sun Beauty Protection Fluid SPF 30, Invisible Face Gel SPF 30, and Sun Sensitive Luminous Tan Face Cream Water Resistant SPF 50. And see that little logo in the top left? That says clean and ocean friendly, which is especially important in the Maldives because one drop of octinoxate or oxybenzone can damage or like bleach the coral within an Olympic swimming pool sized amount of water. Just one drop of those ingredients. So it's so important to have ocean safe skincare and SPF. So, Tan Activator Complex. 100% sun spectrum, UVA, UVB, visible light and infrared. A probiotic fragment extract to help repair skin cells from sun damage. Ooh, this would be great for me to wear now then. Not that I think I got any sun damage because I was very careful. And I noticed they've also popped in a cap. A cap is as good as your, well it's not, but wearing a cap while you're out in the sun, you will know that I wear a cap or a visor when I'm gardening. It's just so important to create that shade on your face when you are out in the sun because fake tan is so good these days. You know, you really don't need to put your face through the damage and get those long-term aging, long-term damage. It's just not worth it. So wear a cap, have SPF at least 30 or 50 on when you're out in the sun all day. And then we've got, this might be some thermals. Ooh, ooh. So these look rather jazzy. They look like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Oh, this is awesome. I think these are ski thermal leggings. How cool is that? They've got this massive waistband, this like go faster stripe. I love the brown colour. I'll definitely wear these just around the house as well. And then this is awesome. I love their logo. It's really like retro kind of skiing vibes. Really cool. Can you see that? Is it focusing? Probably not. There we go. Yes! How cool is this? Literally. So, epic delivery. Thank you. Now I just need to book a ski trip, which I hope to soon. Honestly, the only problem is that Charlie's not very good at skiing, so he doesn't enjoy ski trips that much. So I need to persuade him or find someone else to go with me. Okay, I'm going to quickly pop some makeup on. Most of my makeup is too light for me at the moment. I reckon my Charlotte Tilbury is probably the most deep, still not very deep, foundation that I've got. I'll pop on some By Terry Brightening CC. I think you can use my Lookfantastic discount code on this as well. Pop some makeup on, film the Amazon try-on clips, and then I want to bake some rye bread. Okay, my darlings, makeup on. I decided not to do anything with my hair because it's been 2.5 weeks since I did anything heated with my hair, so I figured let's just keep it that way. Popped on some makeup, the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin foundation that I've got in shade number 6, neutral. Seems to be the best colour for me at the moment. I did add in some bronzer and blush, etc. I also tried out something new which arrived from Code 8. It is this new eyeshadow palette called Iconoclast. iconoclast. And it's a really nice selection, if I can open it, of lovely neutrals, because literally all I wear on my eyes is neutrals. So I did this all over, this underneath my brow bone, and then this in the crease, and it's just quite a nice everyday eye. And they also sent over their Salvador Lip Surrealist lip liner, which I lined my lips with, and that is currently all I've got on my lips. But they also sent, this has turned into a bit of a new in, their lip glaze or glacé in the shade Spyglass, and it's quite corally, and I always think when you've got a bit of a tan, this would have been great to take on holiday with me. I always think that coral, especially in summer, is so lovely when you've got a bit of a tan. That is gorgeous. Still January, but thinking about summer makeup. Okay, a couple of final new in bits. A lovely collection from L'Occitane arrived. There are some bathing and body bits which I can't wait to try, but this is their nail and cuticle oil, 30% shea butter, which again is ooh, wow, it comes out quite quickly. Fantastic for nail care. I think I will keep this one in my handbag because it's a really nice lightweight one, and the fact that it's got a little paintbrush just means it's super duper easy to paint your cuticles. Any nail techs that are watching will just be like, yes, you need to use cuticle oil every day. Just keep those cuticles hydrated. The lady that, or gentleman that does your nails, or if you do your own nails, will be very, very grateful. My battery is flashing, that's annoying, especially when I've got you in the tripod, because it means I have to untwist you from your tripod and change the battery. So I'll try and finish this spiel quickly. Final beauty thing that arrived while I was away is something new from Benefit, and it's called Fluff Up Brow Wax. Pretty sure I saw Alana talking about this. Oh, it's just like a regular spoolie. And I do love fluffing up my brows. So if it's kind of like a liquidy wax, because I'm not going to lie, putting brow wax on is just quite a painfully long process for someone that, like me, just loves to get their makeup done in 3 minutes. That's great. I feel like this could be a new everyday essential. Just comb them through, and the wax is a little bit voluminizing for your brow hairs. So, and then I also had already put in the Code 8 brow pencil, which I can no longer find. Here it is, in the shade Light. Got a spoolie on one end and a pencil that's in need of sharpening on the other, but for me the light shade is absolutely perfect. Before I go down to make my rye bread, because the lighting in here is so nice, I'm just going to quickly show you 3 different tops which also arrived while I was away from And Other Stories, including this one right here, which is a bit wonky. Ooh, here we go. This one is giving me major Kate with an H, Kate vibes because of this neckline. I know there are quite a lot of high street alternatives to the Kate tops out there, and Under the Stories, I always think their knitwear is fantastic. So, oops, a daisy. Here it is. It's quite a short knit. It finishes quite low, so if you want to tuck it into some jeans, then it'd be perfect for a tuck. You've got this nice little sweetheart neckline detail, full length sleeves. Great, I would say, that's my ring light. Great for days when you're working from home, maybe you need to be on Zoom, so you just want a nice kind of neckline. It's good for showing off necklaces. So this is the first top from And Other Stories. Next, I have actually got this jumper in like 4 different colours, but I love it. It's just a classic. The neckline is great because you don't need to roll anything down. It is, I think this is called a turtleneck, and then just a really, really simple silhouette. Again, you could just cinch it up. These are, of course, the Amazon leggings, which I love, and I was wearing them yesterday. Super comfortable, nice and high-waisted. So just a real classic, creamy, I would call this an ivory colour. Slightly balloon sleeve, but not really much design detail going on there. So this is number 2. Just kind of thing that's really easy to throw on. Again, working from home days when you're wearing leggings. It's great. And finally, this last one is a really long line knit from And Other Stories. I always love And Other Stories knitwear. I think they do a great quality versus price value. This one gives you a real hourglass figure because it is actually cut to an hourglass, and yet because it's long line it gives it a little bit more like a casual vibe to it. I like the fact that you've got the cuffs on the sleeves, so if you are pottering about in the kitchen like I'm about to do now, then you feel that your sleeves are well and truly out of the way. And I have to say, some days I just want a jumper to cover my thighs. I just feel more comfortable in a long line knit, so this is perfect for those days. Again, a really simple neckline, so you don't need to worry about it bunching. I'm sure there are some teenagers out there that would probably wear this as a dress, but as a lady in my 30s, I shall keep it to being a long line jumper. Right, I'm going to change my battery and head down. Well, as always happens, my battery died mid-sentence, but never mind, here we are downstairs. So my baking challenge for this afternoon, something I've never tried before. I'm going to try making a dark seeded rye bread. We had dark seeded rye bread every day for breakfast while we're on holiday, and as part of my mission to try to recreate as many of those dishes that we had on holiday as I can at home, I thought I would try this. I do also love that Bayona rye bread, which is great because you can keep it in your fridge for absolutely ages. I've never had it go off. I've literally had that kind of Bayona rye bread in the fridge for a month before and it's not gone off, so it's great if you're not going to eat it that regularly. But at this time of year, with soups, with eggs on toast, with avocado on toast, I think I'll probably use this within a week, and with Charlie's help I'm sure it won't last that long. So I've just seen a recipe top of Google from Sainsbury's magazine. I'm going to see if there's a Thermomix recipe though, because I'm lazy and I'd like my Thermomix to do the mixing for me. But the main things that you need, obviously a dark rye flour. I got this one before we went away from that website by wholefoodonline.co.uk. So we've got an organic rye flour, wholemeal bread flour, and then the recipe says you need 1 pack of seed mix. We've got loads of seeds in the cupboards, so I'm going to do a little mixture. Sunflower seeds, and I'm actually not sure what these are, but I'm going to stick a load of them in. They look the right kind of size for rye bread. Olive oil. I always think you should get the best quality olive oil that you can. This is the Leube one, cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. And then the recipe also says a ready to eat wholesome mixed grains or spelt, which I don't have. I might have to Google an alternative. A sachet of fast action dried yeast. I picked up a new yeast from Daylesford this morning because I don't want the issue of my yeast being out of date, like what always seems to happen to me, and then my bread doesn't rise. So I've got fresh yeast here. And then this recipe also calls for 3 tablespoons, so not an insignificant amount, of dark treacle. I don't have dark treacle, but what I do have is a dark bourbon matured maple syrup that we got from Tennessee. What is the difference between maple syrup and treacle? I don't know, but this is what I will be putting into my bread. My other options are golden syrup, agave nectar, or Canadian maple syrup. So I might do a quick Google and see which will be the best alternative for treacle. So I'm going to try and find a Thermomix technique for this, and let's try making some rye bread. Okay, so this is how my rye loaf is currently looking. That was incredibly easy, literally just shove everything in the Thermomix, knead for 3 minutes, and put it in the baking tray. So now I need to leave this to rise for 2 to 3 hours. So about 4 o'clock, I will come and check on this. And meanwhile, I'm going to head to the greenhouse, do some watering, and get started on my microgreens. I've just done the washing up with this washing up liquid that I got last time I went to the Beaufort Garden Company. It's their olive and rosemary washing up liquid, and it is absolutely gorgeous smelling, very fresh. And then I picked up this wooden natural bristle washing up brush from Daylesford this morning, and that was a very lovely washing up experience. What a glorious afternoon. It feels like a spring afternoon instead of a midwinter one. I think we missed the horrifically cold temperatures while we were away. Here's my Dexy charging towards his mother. The grasses have exploded. They are huge, obviously unaffected by the frosts. Sadly, the same can't be said for the euphorbia. It is looking very, very sad. So I'll have to do some research and see if I need to cut that all the way back. I think I might do anyway because it's so leggy, but yeah, I think it's just going to have to come back again next year. And you can see some new growth down here that looks very healthy indeed, so I think we'd be fine to chop back all of this leggy euphorbia, but it's been quite a nice structure until now. Can you hear all the birds twittering? It literally even sounds like a spring afternoon. I cannot wait to start pottering about in my greenhouse because this will actually officially be the first time that I'll have done any pottering in here since it's been completely done. So the shelves are all in place, everything that I need is in here. It's very, very exciting. Here we have another tragedy. My lemon/lime tree, you know, it's still green in places, but again, I think the frost just got to it, but we'll give it time. I've got faith that it might come back to life. These little pots are starting to look good. Signs of life there, plenty of signs of life. The little narcissi have started to bloom in here. It's looking lovely. A couple more little pots over here, again starting to come to life. Got my microgreens kit that I'm going to be playing around with, and then somewhere around here we go. It's not quite as substantial, anywhere near as substantial as the one from Daylesford, but this is my wreath frame. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Might add some more twigs into this and then play around with the spring or like very early spring, late winter wreath that I want to make, but maybe that's not a task for today. I've got so many nice little bits and bobs in here, little posy glasses. I've got these scalloped, candle holders, some ribbon that can be good for making the wreath with. Oh, my lovely trug or gardening tote with all of my essentials in. I'm going to leave that bit of spruce there, even though it was put up there originally for the festive period. I think it looks great. I love how this area looks. Charlie styled the shelves for me, which is very sweet. Skimmia looks a bit sad, my world's most expensive skimmia. Got some books up there. Oh no, my orange has fallen from the tree again. I'm surprised this tree survived the very, very cold temperatures. This little corner, we've got more decorative bits up there. These are some of the gardening bits, I think I already showed you this, that Charlie got me in my stockings for Christmas. So I'm excited to use these rubber seed trays. I think it's a little bit early to be growing anything in these for now, but we'll get there. And then, oh, it's so lovely in there. It's a little bit fresh and cold out here, but in the greenhouse you're protected, so it's fairly warm. Obviously it's just the same as the last time I showed you down here. A little bit empty looking. I need to add some more compost onto my beds. The raspberry looks like it's taken a bit of a hit from the frosts. Not much going on down here, to be honest. All looking a little bit sad and empty, but it'll come back. It'll come back. It's amazing how much of a difference the seasons make to this area in particular. Water level's quite low in here. I think we might need to leave the hose pipe in there for a bit. Okay, so this is my little microgreen station. Now, very annoyingly, it does actually say here that you should soak the seeds in warm water for 24 hours. but I can't be bothered, to be honest, so I think I'm just gonna do it without the soaking and just make sure my compost is nice and moist. So this is what I'm going to do them in. I've got these 3 terracotta pots. I'm not going to use the plastic ones because I prefer how these look, and this is going to sit in our kitchen so that I can regularly snip them once they start to germinate. So I'm going to start by just filling these with compost, and I'm going to start off with the pea stardust, the radish, daikon and the rocket. I'm just going to start with 3 and not get too carried away. So first of all, I'm going to add some compost, water it down, and then add a few seeds, and hopefully we'll start to see some microgreen germination. But for me, gardening is like doing my hair. I just prefer to be standing up than sitting down, but this is much better if I actually want to talk to you. So I have planted pea, rocket and red daikon radish. Apparently you don't actually have to use specific microgreen seeds, so I could potentially just look through my seed collection and find some seeds that maybe are from last year, because I have got new seeds for this year, and this is going to be a great way of using them up. So I've used the Rocket Grow, which I get on Amazon, peat-free seed and cutting compost. I was just reading the exact name. Popped that in here, and then I put a little bit of the coconut coir compost that came in my Amazon microgreen set. I put some of that on the top. So coconut coir is obviously fantastic, but it's not quite as nutrient rich as regular compost. So as well as this, I would recommend getting a bag of the seed compost as well if you'd like to do this. By the way, I've never grown microgreens before, so this is my first trial. I will share the progress with you, but I just figured that their seeds, they could probably do with the nutrients from regular compost. Is that my Dexy? Probably a spider I can hear. And then I used my watering can to moisten the soil. I've got my little pots in this terracotta tray, which does of course catch the moisture, which is great, so none of the water goes to waste, and it also means that the soil can feed and get wet from the bottom as well. Then I added my seeds. As I mentioned, I did not soak them, so we shall see, but I'm watching this guy called Epic Gardening. He's got 2.1 million subscribers, and he's got a video called How to Grow Microgreens from Start to Finish, and it's got 3.6 million views. So I'm watching this while I'm doing my growing, and he didn't soak his seeds, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But my little plant kit from Amazon did come with some vermiculite, which is really great at... Do you know what? I actually don't know what vermiculite is great for. I think it just helps the seeds to get more goodness out of the soil, I think. But I sprinkled some vermiculite on the top. Actually, I only did it on the first one, so kind of looks like gravel, but there we go. A little bit of vermiculite. Don't forget to label your microgreens. And then Charlie has very kindly given me this, which is a mister. Because if you were to use your watering can, it might dislodge where the seeds are because they're so teeny tiny. So it's better to just mist your microgreens. And it says to do this 2 to 3 times a day. So I'll probably bring these into the house, especially because it's such a small little item. I don't trust myself to remember to mist them 2 to 3 times a day if I leave them in here. And this will just stop them from drying out, and then hopefully within a week we should start to see these germinating. If you did want to leave your seeds in a greenhouse, or you don't trust yourself to remember to or you don't trust yourself to remember to keep watering them, you can get the seed trays. I'm sure I've got some somewhere. don't know where, that have the plastic lid over the top. They're nowhere near as pretty, which is a shame, but the plastic lid acts as a water catcher. Really, it's just kind of condensation, and that keeps them moist. So maybe if I can find that tray, I'll do a second set in here. But there we go, I'll probably miss them a little bit more. Now, I'm not sure if when you snip these to put them on your soup or whatever, I'm not sure if they then grow back. Maybe it depends on what kind of seed it is. It does seem like a lot of work if they don't grow back, so I kind of hope that they do. But this is the year of trialing microgreens. So, ooh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna put these somewhere sunny. Let's just pop them up there for now. Okay, so this actually says, sprinkle vermiculite around the seeds, which will slowly release nutrients back to the seeds, which it has absorbed during watering. There we go. And there's some facts about micronutrients in here. Sorry, everyone in the village is doing their like strumming and bin taking out today, so there's lots of background noise. Pea microgreens are high in antioxidants and phytonutrients, which are very necessary in supporting the body's inflammation system. And then it's even got some recipe ideas on here. So there's a nice microgreen pizza idea. This is so cute. Ooh, rocket, yum. Cress and tomato and rocket salad. Of course, these are so easy for flinging on salads. Cress is one of the healthiest and most popular microgreens. Great for salads and other veggie creations. Bold and peppery with a slight touch of sweetness. Wow, a radish microgreen acquires 40 times more nutrients per serving, hello my handsome, than a serving of regularly grown radish. 40 times. So if you don't like eating healthy stuff, this is such a great way of getting more nutrients without having to eat loads and loads of veggies. But considering I've got rye bread proving at the moment, this is a little recipe for rye bread with goat's cheese and microgreen sandwich. Ah, how fabulous. I wonder if it's still too cold to start growing radishes outside. Probably. But that's a really nice little information booklet. Okay, I'm gonna go and have a rummage in the other sheds and see if I can find my seed trays with the plastic top. One radish seed left in here. Waste not, want not. Just dropped it. Oh no. What, oh, there it is. Here it is. Laura.
I'm really curious to see what is going on underneath these trays, and we're going to talk about moving into the next phase, but first we need to uncover the magic.
Okay, my darlings, I have gone ahead and done some lettuce and some spinach, and I've put the lid for the microgreens on top of the spinach because apparently they don't actually need light to begin germination. So even if you don't have a greenhouse, you can do this in your kitchen, and it doesn't really matter if you don't have much light, at least until they start to germinate. So hopefully they will start to sprout very soon. I've been watching this guy on YouTube while doing my planting, and I've also been doing a little bit of tidying up in here. And I think based on what he's been saying, I'm gonna have a little look at getting some wheatgrass seeds, because that is cut and come again, which means when you snip it, it'll just start to grow back, which is amazing, a lot less work. And he's been talking about how nutritionally amazing wheatgrass is. You can stick into your smoothies. So I think that could be a really good one. So I'm going to go into the house and I'm going to plan some recipes for the week and also do a little bit of ordering. I can't find my trays anywhere with the plastic covers, so maybe they got really grotty at the end of last season and I probably got rid of them, or Charlie probably got rid of them. So I'm going to order some more of those and yeah, do some recipe planning for the week. So I'll take my water and my tea back in the house. I made myself another cup of the Pucker Herbs Cleanse Tea. It's a really nice fennel and peppermint one. I think peppermint, ginger and lemongrass are really good herbal teas to have if it's that time of the month, and I have got a little bit of a cramp today, so hopefully this will mean that I don't need to take any paracetamol later. Oh, and by the way, don't know if you can even see what I'm wearing in this lighting. No, maybe over here. Seeing as I've been sharing my Amazon favorites, this is actually really nice lighting back here. This is my Amazon gilet, and it's just fantastic for gardening because if any soil gets flung on you, then because it's that kind of wipe clean material, you can just swipe it off. And then I've got it on over the top of this green knit. I thought I'd better get changed out of my white jumper to do my composting. So there we go. I had a little bit of a sweep up, a bit of a tidy up, and the greenhouse is now looking nice and tidy. Bring this back into the middle of the table. And I'm gonna head inside before it starts to get too chilly. Okay, so it's been about 2.5 hours since I left my rye bread, and it's not risen that much, but it has kind of plumped out in the baking tin. So I'm gonna pop this in an oven for 200 degrees, 50 minutes, and hopefully we should have a delicious loaf in just under an hour.